And I didn't even have time to get a thumbnail made for because, yeah, it's like, and I made this joke earlier. It's kind of nuts that Sony dropped a trailer for White Panther on Juneteenth.
Yeah, and when you laid it out like that, I was like, oh god damn it, you're not wrong. And it's just like, all right, so Spider-Man is my favorite superhero. I love Spider-Man. I will always love Spider-Man. He will always be my favorite. I am so over Sony and this live action bullshit and not like just not like refusing to play with Marvel and like share their toys. It's exhausting at this point. Like okay, Silk is such a no-brainer for a solo film. Spider-Woman, no-brainer solo film. Could be so simple.
Even Ben Ryan, even Scarlet Spider,
yeah,
2099. Or Kane.
But they just refuse to make solo Spider-Man hero films, that aren't Spider-Man. And it's so goddamn confusing how they keep going back to this villain well. Like, this looks so close to Morbius. Even just the way Kraven's like, oh wait, I feel something in the city. It's like, oh crap, don't do this shit again.
It's not a great effect, but strangely enough, I'm kind of more optimistic for this than I was for Morbius. Because I think, Aaron Taylor Johnson can outact freaking Jared Leto through a paper bag.
That's true.
and I like the director that you have attached here. You have J.C. Chandor, who's directed films like All Is Lost with Robert Redford, which is a fantastic movie. Margin Call, which I thought was kind of an underrated film about the housing crisis. And one of my favorites, Triple Frontier, the Netflix film with Oscar.
It's fun.
With Ben Affleck, one of the few good Garrett Hedlund performances, with great Charlie Hunnam performance, and both of the internet's daddies with Oscar Isaac and Pedro Pascal.
See, you would almost have a point until you get to who's writing the script.
Like I said, I was more optimistic for this than Morbius, but then you pointed out the writer Matt Holloway.
What's he written?
Okay, so to the good, he wrote the first Iron Man, which I don't know how much credit to give him because according to Robert Downey Jr. and Jon Favreau, like 90% of that movie was improvised.
Exactly.
He wrote Punisher Warzone, which I think is a very fun movie.
It is.
But I would never say it's a good movie.
Yeah, but it's fun. And then...
Don't make me say it.
Go ahead.
God damn it. So his last three projects were Transformers The Last Night.
Yep.
The one
Robots,
where...
Autobots, slaves. Yep.
Where the Autobots helped Harriet Tubman with the Underground Railroad.
Yep, that's the one. Yep.
You had Men in Black International.
Which is somehow the worst Men in Black by a sizable margin, which is weirdly impressive.
And the screenplay for Uncharted.
A movie that I don't know who hates that much. I think I hate it more, but it's close. I really hate Uncharted.
You hate it more, but that's because I have the Munsters and freaking Morbius higher on my worst stuff.
The Munsters is kind of your enemy film.
And for all of you that remember that review, that's the movie that broke me.
For the record, y'all, I hadn't played an Uncharted game until about 4 months ago. And then I got mad all over again, and I was like, "Oh my god!" I was like, "This is really bad." I was like, I hated that movie before the context of playing a game. I was like, "Holy shit, this is way worse now." So,
it's not a great resume, but by that same token, and I think I read this a while ago, but by that same token, you have just another comic book film. You have Dave Callahan, who is another screenwriter, but one of his in that same year, he also credited for writing Mortal Kombat, America the Motion Picture, and Wonder Woman 1984. So maybe.
But Wonder Woman 1984, like that's really bad.
Yeah, but Shang-Chi is so good.
I mean, Shang-Chi is great. But like Wonder Woman 84 is so bad it almost negates Shang-Chi. Like, and I love Shang-Chi. Let me be clear. I love Shang-Chi, but man, Wonder Woman 84 just makes me want to curl my ball. So
but you can never judge a movie like that purely by the resume of its writers, because
that's fair.
Because we just got The Last of Us and Chernobyl, which were both written by Craig Mazin, who previous work included a superhero movie, the Drake Bell parody.
Oh shit!
And
really?
Hangover Part 2.
Oh goddamn!
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Well, you know what? I'm not caught up on The Last of Us, but what I've seen so far, I've enjoyed. So fair enough.
So it's possible.
Yeah,
it's very possible. The resume is hella sus, bro. It's like I said this as like the announcements that it's Aaron Taylor Johnson, who I really have come to like as an actor, especially off of Bullet Train, and of course seeing him early in his career with something like Kick Ass, where I love that movie so much. Yeah. And him getting to play that, you have Ariana DeBose playing Calypso, who I can't wait to see their dynamic in the movie. I mean, we have an Academy Award winner.
Yeah, that is true.
You get Russell Crowe at his scenery chewingest, which
we get chunky Russell Crowe. Let's go. I love chunky Russell Crowe.
Thick boy Russell Crowe.
Love thick, nice guy, thick boy Russell Crowe.
Even in a film like The Pope's Exorcist, which I finally got around to seeing, and it's terrible, but it's so much fun purely off of his performance. And I hope that we're getting scenery chewing, fun having Russell Crowe versus just did the check clear? All right, I don't give a fuck.
So the thing about Russell Crowe is he's my favorite thing in Man of Steel. I think he's actually excellent in that movie. It shockingly so, honestly. Not because he's a bad actor, but just because Snyder having that, like someone having that like, level of gravity.
It's like Russell Crowe is not a bad actor.
Oh no,
he has been very bad in a lot of bad things.
That is true,
but he is not a bad actor.
Yeah, but I don't know. Like this, the thing that concerns me about this. So first off, the CGI blood looks horrendous. Like I know they'll render it more and all that shit. But
this is just a first look.
But that shit looks bad. Like not good at all. Also, it's a little Ace Ventura-ish the way they're having Kraven just like look up at these eagles and shit, be like, help me. It's like okay, like
you know what. I think depending on how silly you play it, it could be fun. I'm very cautiously optimistic because some of the kills that you get in this look
cool
really neat.
Those are back-to-back cool kills.
Yeah, the stuff with the bear traps looks really cool. You get a solid supporting performance from this actor who I remember seeing in Fear Street and in the White Lotus with with that actor Fred Heschinger, who is playing his little brother in this, who I'm excited for that. You get other shockingly a solid supporting cast with also Christopher Abbott, who I just saw in Sanctuary, which is one of my favorite movies of this year, and also from Possessor.
Also need to watch that though.
It's a shockingly good supporting cast, and part of me wants to be cynical and say that they probably just got the same Tom Hardy treatment as like, yeah, I get to be in a Marvel movie. It's like, okay, be at the Sony lot 6 a.m. on Monday. It was like, wait, what for?
Right. I feel like okay, I really love Aaron Taylor Johnson, and to your point, Bullet Train, he's fucking amazing in that. Give me that Bullet Train prequel, please. By the way, this feels like a case of wrong place, wrong time. Just because I don't think Sony, the live action stuff, like I like the first Venom. It's dumb, absolutely. It's got issues, but I think it's fun. Let There Be Carnage makes me want to kick people downstairs. Like I hate that goddamn movie so much. And Morbius is just there's been no vampire that's ever existed that sucked as bad as Morbius does. Like it's just it is maddening how bad that movie is and how people have tried to make it a thing, which just why can't you let this fucking die? And so is this going to be as bad as that? Probably not, because you have a better actor. But do I think it'll be much better than Morbius? Probably not, because doing a Kraven solo film is fucking stupid. I don't understand why Sony wants to keep doing this shit.
It's one of those things where it's not that it can't be done. It's like there is a world and a very, very slim possibility where you can do something cool with Kraven the Hunter. It's like, yeah, in this film, he's kind of an anti-hero. And if, big fucking if, he's allowed to play more in the world with an eventual fight with Spider-Man, do we see that more villainous side to him?
Sony's reminding me of, okay, so there's this very terrible video game called Sonic and the Black Knight where you go to Camelot and you become a knight and you get a sword, and every Sonic fan was like, this is fucking stupid, why does Sonic have a sword? That feels like Sony. Like Sony would be like, oh, you want a bigger sword, right? No, please stop doing this. It's like, oh no, so you want another Morbius? No, god damn it, we don't. And that's what these are starting to feel like, because these villain films, it's like they're gonna keep making them regardless. The Bad Bunny one, which I can't.
El Muerto.
Yeah, so apparently that's gonna start filming in August. And look,
I thought that got canceled.
No, they're still going forward. So look, I can say I'm a fan of Bad Bunny. He's a shockingly good wrestler, and his music is actually pretty good. Like props, credit where it's due. If I met him, I would actually lose my shit. I'm like, dude, right on. But why? Why is he making this movie? Like it's like, I'm a Spider-Man nerd. And it even took me a second. They're like, who? Oh, wait, who? Oh, that person. That's right. It's like, but why? Like, why are you doing a fucking?
It's like, freaking. When that got announced, it was like, if the Guardians of the Galaxy to general audiences, when that got announced, it was like, wait, who? El Muerto, even hardcore Spider-Man fans were like, the fuck is this guy?
Yeah, it's just
it's baffling decision making done at Sony and with Amy Pascal. But I'll take the good with the bad. If the funding of these movies and any kind of gross goes towards making more Spider-Verse movies, which I think is a genuine possibility.
Yeah.
Then kind of go off, at least give us some funny memes. Or I love talking shit about bad movies, but they're not fun to sit through. As long as this is not as egregiously awful as Morbius, then the best case scenario for this is at least it's a fun bad movie.
Hopefully this can get in that first Venom range. That's what I'm hoping for. Like, best case scenario, if I can get a fun high stream it that I can watch high in the theater on a very early matinee, so I don't have to be there late. That's what I'm hoping for. But I would be lying if I if I said that. Just as I was watching this trailer, I just kept thinking, why are they making this? And I don't care. That's pretty much the thoughts I had. The moment he opens up the fucking every comic book film, even if it's a villain, has this bullshit, and it drives me nuts because it shouldn't be like.
Oh, you mean where they have to earn their suit? It makes no sense for a villain to have to earn their suit. It's goddamn stupid. It pisses me off that no one can
that's such a weird thing that no one connects that dot.
It's some very, very early 2000s comic book movie.
It is.
It's like what would you prefer, yellow spandex? It was like, yeah, kind of.
Like, actually, yeah, I would prefer that.
It's kind of like the first season of Daredevil, except in that show when the suit finally dropped, it's like, wait, can we go?
Well, but okay, at least that was Mark 1. 2, the motherfucker was blind. He was like dressed, fighting in socks, basically. There's no excuse for Sergey. He's able to see what he's putting on. By the way, lion's blood giving him the y'all, come on. This is why I'm worried, because that's such a dumb because in the comics he just gets bit and he's got the scratches on his chest, which is one of the reasons why he wears the fucking the suit that he normally does. But lion's blood turning him into this elite hunter is not a goddamn thing.
You know what? And I was just rewatching this after seeing Across the Spider-Verse, and you had Spectacular Spider-Man's take on the character, where they eventually did kind of turn him into a mutant, where they injected him with lion's DNA, and he kind of became like a super Kraven. But even that was dumb.
Yeah, it's just. Look, I don't care if this is coming out. Like, this will be that thing that I'm like we're talking in the chat. I'm like, oh man, what's next week? You're gonna be like, oh, Kraven. I'm like, god damn it! I'm gonna forget that this is coming out, and I'm gonna be really mad.
Yeah, and just for context for all of you on the stream, let me see if I can share my screen to show you guys. It's like not a great look. It's like, yeah, this is what they eventually turned into.
Yeah, that's not great.
It's it's not great.
Yeah.
But I'll give it credit to that show. I liked the character prior to that, and it was actually a cool villain performance. And when they eventually did roll him in with the Sinister Six, which are they still trying to do that?
Yeah, I have no idea at this point. That's actually a great question, because yeah, I
swear to God, if Michael Keaton shows up at the end of this movie and they spoil it in the fucking press build-up, then
why don't you follow me and I'll get you a steak? We can do some good. Just be like I just why? Just why? Like, why are we doing this still? In the Madam Web movie, like, that's such a weird choice. Like, that's an insanely dumb choice to have without Spider-Man. Like, Madam Web ties in Spider-Man so much.
But Sydney Sweeney playing Julia Carpenter was like, you could get her in a Spider-Woman suit.
I mean, true, but if it just leads to a one-off performance, she doesn't get to portray it the character again, then what's the fucking point? I'm not excited for this. I kind of wish this. I hope this bombs too, so Sony can actually maybe learn their fucking lesson and go, maybe we should go ahead and actually work with Marvel and incorporate these characters into Marvel. Because I would love to get fucking like Kraven against Thor. Give me that shit. That would be cool. Give me fucking but not every villain is worthy of their own origin story. And it's very dumb to do a Kraven movie and not do Kraven's Last Hunt. Because you could do a Kraven's Last Hunt movie, him hunting Spider-Man from the perspective of Kraven. That would at least be interesting. But no, we're getting another typical. Oh, and by the way, the whole tagline of villains aren't born, they're made. I was like, oh, fuck off.
I'm pretty sure they've used that tagline for Morbius. And with Sony, it's like, you keep using that word, but I don't think you know what that means.
Yeah, it's very frustrating. But
it's like, yeah, I'm done talking about this. It's like, I'm optimistic that this movie is going to be very, 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 and I mean very stupid fun. And I hope it is.
I mean, if it's stupid fun, like I said, if it can fall into that Venom realm, that would be fine. But There's
it's
nothing.
On a positive note, we also get Marvel Spider-Man 2, Insomniac Spider-Man 2, excuse me, where Kraven is going to be one of the main villains in that game. So you have a palate cleanser.
That's the other thing, though. That makes me even more concerned about this movie because that's your first trailer you're putting out. You're supposed to get people excited, and this is what you give me. And we got that 10 minutes.
It also leaked prior. It also leaked prior to this release date, so they probably figured, why the hell not?
Yeah, but it's just.
Really on Juneteenth.
Yeah, not a great day.
Dropping White Panther on Juneteenth.
But it feels not great because it just feels like this is being made because they have to make it. Again, stranger things have happened, but
it feels like because apparently Avi Arad was the producer who suggested the Spot as the main villain for Across the Spider-Verse.
Really,
and it felt like that was okay. So Avi had like one good idea. Maybe we'll like hear him out on something else. Kraven the Hunter is like, fuck.
Yeah, it's like, that's why keep in mind Avi Arad is the reason why there's a Bratz movie that exists. So just
I keep forgetting that.
Yeah. X-Men for Teenage Girls. That's a direct quote from Avi Arad. Which fight me for that, by the way, you asshole. You can look this shit up, y'all. I'm not pulling this out of my ass. That's literally what Avi Arad said. That is
both the stupidest thing and also the funniest.
It's so gross. But when does this come out?
I think this comes out October.
Oh shit! When in October? Now I'm worried.
Please, not on my fucking birthday weekend. So IMDb expected October 6th in theaters.
Perfect. That's 2 weeks before the game. Cool. So that will be a palate cleanser.
Fuck, that's 4 days for me.
That's okay. Thank God. That'll be that's something. It won't be an easy watch probably, but it'll be fine. But
all right. What do you guys think of the trailer? Are you guys looking forward to Kraven the Hunter? Are you guys actually looking forward to it, or are you just looking forward to get drunk and laugh at the movie for how dumb it is? But that is our show, people. You can find us on all the social medias, twitch.tv/afternoontune. I've been your host, Nick. You can find me on all the social medias, on Twitter, on Instagram, on TikTok, and on Letterboxd at Night and Day Nick. Very special thanks to Hunter for once again joining me in this very good discussion about The Flash, about Extraction 2, and about Kraven the Hunter. Hunter, where can they find you?
Yeah, you can find me on Instagram, TikTok at jhunterrealpineapple. You can find me on Twitch, like as I mentioned earlier. Going to be hopping on Twitch next week, starting with AEW Fight Forever, streaming that. You can find me on Twitch at twitch.tv/jhunterrealpineapple. You can find the Real Pineapple most places you listen to podcasts: SoundCloud, Apple, Google Podcasts, Podbean, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Amazon Music, TuneUp, Samsung Podcasts, to name a few. Where else? You can find me on Letterboxd at Black Shazam. You can find like both the Real Pineapple's pages, Real Pineapple, REEL Pineapple, and Real Pineapple Games. And you can find us finally on YouTube. Just search the Real Pineapple. And this upcoming week, I start reviewing all the Indiana Jones movies leading up to Dial of Destiny, which we'll see how that is. Mixed reviews on that. So maybe it's good. We'll see.
Fingers crossed, knock on wood.
Seriously. Come on, Harrison Ford. One more. You got one more in you.
All right. Well, that's been our show, people. If you stuck with us, thank you. We're about to raid lovely Reese Luna with her Viper Fox, who's doing some art stream right now. Thank you for being here, and stay tuned.